What is an ABG? I didn't know that ribeye steaks were the most fattening steak.
Hundreds of girls just like waiting in line.
We have the hood rich Asians that come in too.
Yeah,
Those
so
are the fun ones.
My best auditions were when I stopped like stressing over like
Yes.
the small details and I was just like myself.
Like American Idol, the whole panel has to agree. We're adding our rice on top of it because we're Asian and we love rice.
No.
I know.
Asian baby gangster. If you don't have any experience, like a lot of pools like to hire new girls. Asian girl who likes to party.
I wanted to say, take the leap of faith and bet on yourself. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm your host, Cindy. Before we get started today, I just want to say thank you to our loyal subscribers and viewers. With that said, if you haven't already, click on the subscribe button below to stay up to date with us. On today's episode, we have the young and beautiful Lyvian, who I currently work with at Zouk nightclub, and I like to call her Miss TikTok. You can find her on Instagram and TikTok at Lyvian Dow. We are gonna go ahead and go over some of the post-audition questions that I've been getting on our Instagram, and she's also gonna answer another question that I have, but we'll get there in just a little bit. It will be very entertaining for you guys. So obviously auditions just passed and I want to bring a lot of clarity, guidance, and relief to these questions that I've been getting. So let's go ahead and get into that.
Hi, are you lost? This is the line for cocktail waitress auditions. Oh, you're auditioning too? I never would have guessed.
Print it out just to make it a little bit easier for us. So the first question is what's a good game plan for when you don't get a call back? And what I put is that I would suggest that you go to all auditions and that you keep your options open. You can check out the lounges of the hotels, the smaller hotel pools, especially if it's your first time in the industry. The main goal is to get your feet wet. What would you say in regards to that?
And there's not like really, like sometimes like when you don't expect a call back, like you'll get one like after.
Yeah.
So I would definitely like still like, you know, keep your options open and like, you never know.
Stay positive,
yeah.
Just like staying patient, because the crazy thing is that there's a lot of nightclub girls who will move to the daytime. And so you could get a call. I believe one year, I didn't get my phone call until March. And all the other girls had gotten their call in like January, February. And it is a shitty feeling when you start hearing that all these other girls got called. It makes you kind of lose hope and discourages you a little bit. But that would be our best advice, is just to stay patient, because there really is not a rhyme, reason, or order on how they do this. And I've also seen day club girls even get called late too.
Yeah, and sometimes they have like auditions after the auditions. Like it just really depends on like the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Definitely stressful and competitive, but give yourself credit for even going. All right, so the next question is, do calls for second interviews usually happen the day after auditions? So we kind of just answered that. They can all happen within the same day, a day or two after, weeks after, or a couple months after. And again, you could just get selected for a nightclub once they find out where all the day club girls are going. So. All right, so that answers that question. And then this was actually a very good question that I received. It was, what would be the best advice you could give someone wanting to go into bottle service? So you want to be open-minded when applying for these auditions. Whatever expectations that you have going in, let that go. It is a competitive sport, or competitive job, I should say, but you can't compare your journey to everyone else's, and that's just not in this industry. It's in life in general. Like, you have to let go of expectations of what you think your outcome should be. Something that I would also say is follow like your favorite bottle girl. So Lyvian's actually like a perfect good example, because she has all these point of view TikToks and reels, excuse me. And I have my YouTube channel, of course, but you want to kind of see how they're promoting themselves via social media. You want to kind of see their physique, like that they're keeping in shape. And are they somebody that is tagging other venues when they're going to outings, just kind of seeing how they move, basically? What else would you say in regards to that?
I say like with the expectation thing, I feel like when I went to auditions, like my best auditions were when I stopped like stressing over like
Yes.
the small details, and I was just like myself.
Yes.
And like, you know, like once you're like get rid of that like thing in your head,
Yes.
like you just feel more like comfortable.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I love that. When you go into auditions with like an expectation of how it should be, when you should get a call, like that's when you get disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to say take the leap of faith and bet on yourself. It really is such a huge deal that you're attending these auditions. And I just want to remind you that I do have my audition prep step course that is very helpful. I've also included a mock interview of what to expect at auditions, how to stand, what to wear, all the things to complete. And so for whoever's watching this now, if you missed auditions this year and you want to try out for 2025, then you can purchase the course until February 1st. So listen, I'm only selling it for $100, so it's really not about the money. I really want to guide you because I know what it feels like to be kind of a deer in the headlights and just not knowing where to start can be very intimidating.
I wish I had something like that when I was auditioning.
I know,
when I
I'm
first
so,
auditioning.
you're like
really
watching
helpful.
Bottle Girl Diaries and then
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that it was helpful to some people. Like that's like the most rewarding thing for me because I wish I had that, you know? All right, so let's go on to the next question. It would be, where would be the best place to start off with no experience? So the great thing about Vegas is there's so many options and hotel pools. You can really actually make good money anywhere. There's a lot of like hidden gems that you would never think of. Example, like the pool at the pool at the Aria, the Liquid pool. Those girls make great money and I don't think they have any social media requirements.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and places like the Flamingo Go Pool, you know, just smaller places, you can still make great money there. Money's going to be green everywhere. A bag's going to be a bag everywhere. It just depends on if you want to make your money kind of out of the limelight or in the limelight. What's your opinion on that?
And even if you don't have any experience, like a lot of pools like to hire new girls because they like that like fresh, you know?
Yep.
When I auditioned, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know anybody, and I got hired. So
I know, and now look at you, one of the most requested waitresses at Zouk nightclub because all the Asians love her, and we're gonna get into that. Okay, and so this question actually came from a girl who expressed to me that she's watched Bottle Girl Diaries and it's really helped her get her first job. But she said, one topic I've been really interested in is rehiring, especially when hearing from women who were at a big pool or clubs they weren't invited back for another season. How do they deal with that, and does it make getting another industry job harder? Okay, so I have been victimized. I have been the victim of this. So I had a dream job that I completely loved, and I was a pretty great seller. But a couple things that I did and I messed up on, and this is just advice to you, is don't shit where you eat. I dated one of the executive's brothers, his brother. And I think that I had told like my manager that I couldn't start on a certain date because I was finishing out Dre's, but I went to Miami instead, and they saw it on my Instagram. So yeah, so not a good thing. Luckily, like he didn't can me saying, hey, like you're in a 90-day probationary period, like we don't want you. But that probably was a huge reason why I didn't get hired back. So yeah, and then how do you deal with that? I'm gonna be honest with you, that shit hurt. And this was my second year in the industry. But you just have to keep going. You have to keep going. You have to keep applying, because at the end of the day, like sitting home and crying about whether you got hired at one specific place is not going to make you your money. And life has to go on. And a year and a half down the road, like I was okay. I ended up working at 2 really great places. I did doubles that year, and I made up for all the money that I missed out on. Was it shitty? Yeah. Did I miss my friends that I met there? Yeah. But that's kind of how I dealt with it. You literally just have to keep going, just like anything in life. You know, you can't fixate on the past or the losses, right?
Yeah, and there's so many opportunities in Vegas too, like so many.
So many. And I only put my eggs in one basket that year.
Yeah, you shouldn't limit yourself.
No. So that was like the mistake I made. All right. Another topic is the decision room. Who is in there? Who gets the final say on hiring? How do you try to build relationships with these people naturally? I'm assuming executives and VPs don't go out as much. I may be wrong. Okay, these are some really good questions. And I really wish that more people would ask detailed questions like this. So the hiring room is usually, you know, the manager, general manager of either that day or nightclub. You may have one executive in there, like an executive of operations. I do believe that the panel, so like if there's a manager, a GM, maybe a cocktail manager and an executive director, like I do believe that it's kind of like American Idol, the whole panel has to agree. That's what I believe, right? How do you build relationships with these people naturally? Well, you don't. You don't.
I feel like some managers and like people you'll like vibe with easier, and you don't have to like be like best friends with them, you know, just be like cordial, be like polite, and like, you know, like mind your own business kind of. And I feel like
you have to be a fall in line ass bitch. No, I'm just joking.
Some people don't like it when you like voice your opinion a lot, and some people do. So you just kind of have to read them and like decide for yourself. Yeah.
It's crazy because I think people glorify our jobs, but we really do have a lot of crazy roles.
We do.
Like, okay, actually, Lyvian, didn't you just get in trouble or get a write-up like a couple months ago for eating in the service well?
Yeah, I was eating a beef jerky. So
she was eating a beef jerky, but
I was so hungry. I was just so hungry because I hadn't eaten the whole day, so I just wanted to enjoy like a really like quick snack, like a beef jerky, and I was like so happy. I was like dancing. I was like, and then all of a sudden it's like, he was like, "Can you eat that somewhere else?" And I was like, I put it away right away.
Oh, because I heard that you just finished eating it in front of me.
What is it?
Oh, well.
Well, actually, I didn't end up getting the write-up. I almost did.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming executives and VPs don't go out as much, but I may be wrong. I don't know. I feel like it just depends.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they do. It depends on if we have like a big work outing or something.
Yeah.
So those were pretty much the questions, but we're going to go ahead and answer some tricks of the trade, how to keep our job. So the first thing I really want to shed some light on, it's very, very important, is your physique. You have to maintain your physique of how you auditioned, and honestly, you just never want to get comfortable. My weight tends to fluctuate, so I am a person who is very aware that you can get in trouble for weight management because it is a model agreement. Do you remember I got suspended last spring for being too fat?
You're not though. Oh my gosh.
Okay, can I just say this though? This is just crazy. I couldn't figure out why I was gaining so much weight. I didn't know that ribeye steaks. I didn't know that ribeye steaks were the most fattening steak, and I was literally eating like 2 a week.
They're the best steaks though.
I know, so but I didn't know. And then, we're adding our rice on top of it because we're Asian and we love rice.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, and that's why I got so big.
I didn't even think you were big.
I was kind of big. It's okay. I was just the big back one of the team.
Oh my God, no.
I know, but, well, the suspension didn't go through. Yeah.
And I feel like as like a woman, I just feel like our weights like fluctuate a lot. Like it's really, like it's not just like if we're not exercising or stuff, it's just like our hormones and everything. It's,
That's what I told, management. I was like, listen, like you don't know if you caught me on a day where I'm like, on my cycle and I'm cramping and I'm super swollen and bloated down there. I just don't think it's fair. But in all reality, in all honesty, I will say that I'm aware of myself and I got a little big. I was working out, but if I'm eating the way that I was, like 2 ribeyes a week, it was very expensive. So I'm glad I don't do that anymore. But yeah, and I'm lifting heavy. Of course I was going to get big.
You still look good though.
Oh, thank you.
You look great.
Still getting them tips and still selling them bottles.
Right? That's all that matters.
Okay, anything else you want to add to the physique of, staying fit?
Been that good about it since like I got into nightclub because I remember I was and ever since I got into a relationship, like a healthy relationship, I feel like I got a little bit more. But
you're tiny though, so you're built tiny, so it's okay if you get a little, I'm very thick as it is, so my thick is thick.
Yeah, I do, like, I still do Pilates and stuff, but it's okay if it, like, you know, if it's a little bit, just like,
Well,
you just veer yourself back onto track.
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly.
It's fine.
All right. So attendance and punctuality, I would avoid calling out or missing work unless it's like something important. If you're going to go out, I probably wouldn't post it on your social media or just put it on close friends or something. This is really important, and they do pay attention, especially if you're seasonal, because again, what happened to me when I got hired somewhere and I was a seasonal, I performed well, but those were the things that they're going to remember. Sometimes right away they're going to attack your character with that, right? Anything else in regards to that?
I don't really like call out just whenever I want. I save it for like when I need like a mental health day or when I'm like really sick.
Yeah.
Mental health days are important.
Yes, that's true. Sometimes you just mentally cannot be at work. The overstimulation, the people, the music.
It's a lot.
The drunkards. All right, so being a team player, this environment, most places are a tip pool. So you want to be aware of your surroundings, helping your coworkers without them having to ask for it. I do think that some of these questions I've answered in previous episodes, but since they were asked again, I had to bring it up, and a little refresher for you. So the next one is just being welcoming to new team members, playing nicely. You want to leave the drama and the cattiness at the door. Just remember, it doesn't matter if you're a pretty face, have a good work ethic, you're a great seller. All that with an ugly attitude can completely ruin your reputation in the city.
Word gets around really fast.
Yes.
Very fast.
Believe it or not, just because these managers work at different venues, they all have worked with each other, are friends with each other, you know, so word spreads quick around here. It's kind of like a little high school, huh?
It is. Yeah.
Mind your managers and your coworkers. That's just knowing, you know, being okay with the authority and being honest with your money, your tips. Again, it's a tip pool. You have to be okay with sharing money with your coworkers. So, like, example, Lyvian, if a guest handed you $5 and you stuck it in your bra and didn't drop it, she could get fired for $5. So, work on your sales skills and people skills. Sorry, this is not the industry to be timid in. You're always the one that's interacting with the tables and the people. Do you have anything on that?
So I am naturally very shy.
You are.
I am. And you can still kind of tell, but I feel like I've kind of gotten the hang of things. Like I kind of use it to like my advantage in a way. You can like, even if you are shy, you can still be like a great bottle server. It's just like you just play up your strengths to your advantage.
Yeah.
Some people like that.
So then you act like really innocent, like, you should get
and
this
like
bottle of Dom Perignon.
right. And it doesn't work with every table. Like you have to like pivot and stuff.
Yeah.
But like some people, you know, they like it. Some people don't like girls who are like too like, you know, like over like out there, and some people do. So
sometimes I have to learn how to tone that down because I'm very outspoken. And I have a strong personality, so sometimes I have to learn how to tone that down and like let the guests, you know, feel like they're in charge. I'm only shy. I don't know. I'm shy, but I'm not. It just depends on like the situation, you know. But at work, if I know I'm about to make $1,000, I'm not gonna be shy.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, you know, if you are new and you got hired somewhere, find out who your seasoned waitresses are at your venue and ask them for helpful tips. Also with this is very important, show up. Be present, show up with your makeup and hair done. I know that it's really hard to always be like red carpet ready or full glam, but at least, you know, brush your hair, put some deodorant and perfume on. You want to, you know, have good hygiene because you are working close to people. Just stay well groomed and stay up to date on the latest in hair and makeup trends. Now, if you're seasonal, there's no guarantees back. Can't explain the rhyme or reason. Already went over that behind this, but just remember that people are just always likely to remember something bad about you than something good.
Very true.
Okay, and lastly, don't ever get too cocky because you are disposable to this industry. Show you that there's hundreds of new hot girls auditioning every year, so you just want to stay on your toes and know that, I don't know, we're replaceable, right?
Yeah, I always like remind myself, like, I always think about like my first audition and how there's like hundreds of girls just like waiting in line to like take your spot. Our managers say it all the time. There's hundreds of girls
There's
in line.
hundreds of girls who would love to be in your position, and which is actually
true. It's true.
Yeah. We're going to just touch quickly on handling rejection since it was one of the questions and topics that you ladies wanted to hear. Like I've mentioned before, you cannot take these auditions personal. That's why you've got to keep all your options open and be patient. Don't compare your journey to others. Just in life, in general, what's meant for you is going to be yours. In or out of this industry, you're going to be just fine. Get out of your emotions. You're going to get hired somewhere eventually if you just keep trying, but your emotions don't pay your bills, so you need to run your bag up either way.
I remember my first audition, I think it was like Hakkasan group. You know how, that's the scariest audition.
Why?
You know how, it is because you know how they like make you like walk, like
and pivot, yeah.
and like it's just like very like awkward, like there's
Right.
like judges right in front of you. It's like American Idol. But I totally messed that one up.
Why?
Like,
Tell me what you do.
so you know how you're supposed to follow the lines? I don't know why. I was like so nervous. I just like messed up and I didn't even like, I just walked straight. I didn't even walk
So you failed
around.
the DUI test.
Yeah. And obviously, and I was just like stumbling on my answers and obviously I did not get a call back, but I auditioned again like 2 years later and they gave me a call back. So you just.
And you didn't take it because
I got.
because you're with Zoo.
Because I got IU, yeah.
Oh my gosh. What did they offer you?
Jewel.
I think you made the right decision. Yeah, Jewel's great. I worked there too, but yeah, look at where we're at now. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the portion of our, I would say, Q&A. All right, Lyvian, I am very, very entertained by your TikTok and Instagram reels. So I watched one of your reels not too long ago, and I need to know, and I think that the viewers would be very interested, is what is an ABG?
Okay, so it's like changed, the meaning of it has changed. So an ABG back in the early 90s, it used to be short for Asian baby gangster. And it was
gangster.
Yeah, so it was the Asian girls who would like, because there was like a lot of Asian gangs back then.
Oh.
They would hang out with like the gang guys. They'd just be like these like tough, like hot, like Asian girls who would like hang out with like gang people. But now, right, it's like, now it's like changed into something else where it's just like a hot Asian girl who likes to party. She likes to drink boba. She likes to vape. She probably has blonde hair and she goes to the club a lot.
So now they're called Asian baby girls, right?
Asian baby girls.
Okay, and are these Asian baby girls of age?
Yes.
Okay. Whew. I was like,
yeah.
man.
Because usually, because Asian parents are so strict,
Right.
that they don't let you like do any of that stuff. Like, Asian baby girls are usually like 18 and over, because then they're like in college and they're like adults.
Okay.
Before like.
So tell me, what is an Asian baby girl like? What's her lifestyle? Like, does she work? Is that what it is? Is that she's like kind of sponsored? And what kind of guys are they dating? Like the drug dealers? Or
So she can be sponsored, but also usually she's like in college for like medical. So she's like the best of both worlds. Like she's like doing both. She's hot. She's sexy.
Okay, but I don't feel like Asian baby girls look like me. I feel like they look like you.
I mean, not like me. So I used to be in an Asian sorority, and I feel like that's when I was like more in that like lifestyle.
Okay.
Like I would like go to raves like all the time and like vape and like drink boba. But I'm kind of like past that phase right now.
Okay, and what do Asian baby girls wear? Like if they're at a club, how do you spot out an ABG?
Like she'll have like dyed hair usually.
Looks very similar to you.
Yeah. I mean,
Which you're very beautiful, and
thank
you should.
yeah, she'll usually have like dyed hair. She'll like have like usually like tight, cute outfits. Like, yeah, all the Asian boys love ABGs, all of them.
Wow.
Have you ever seen like when like a table, like an Asian table, will have like a sign and they'll be like, ABGs come to table.
Welcome to table 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all so like interesting to me, right?
Yeah, you probably see them all the time at the club.
Where do most of these ABGs reside?
OC.
Orange County.
Orange County.
do some come from Seattle too? Do they have ABGs in like Seattle?
In the West Coast, not. I mean, no. In the East Coast, not really. But they're like sprinkled around everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they
mostly Bay Area too. OC Bay Area. That's where you find.
So if you're an ABG that is somewhere like you're gonna get flown out, right, to come party in Vegas?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And like, what kind of jewelry are ABGs wearing?
Van Cleef.
Oh my god. Or the green jade.
Cartier.
Yeah, Cartier.
Yeah, if they're Vietnamese, they'll have like the green jade bracelet.
Okay. This is so interesting. And like, what kind of purses are they wearing?
YSL, Chanel. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I just want to say with this ABG topic, most of our clientele at Zouk is Asian, and that's obviously because Zouk is started in Singapore,
yeah,
right?
They're an Asian club.
Okay, so what is your definition of like crazy rich Asians? Like, where do these people work? And what are they drinking when they come in the club? Like, what are they ordering?
I don't know what they do for work. They're just like insanely rich, but they love champagne.
Like Dom Perignon.
Like Dom.
Hennessy.
They like Hennessy, yeah. Actually, Hennessy is more of like a Asian American thing.
Okay. Yeah. I think that Hennessy, which is a cognac, for those of you who don't know, it's a darker liquor. We have the hood rich Asians that come in too. Yeah, those are the fun ones.
Yeah, so there's two different kinds. It's like the crazy rich, like international Asians, and
that
then
come from like Korea or Japan,
like overseas. Right? And then there's the hood Asian Americans
that come from the Bay.
Yeah, they're fun. They're both fun. They're both fun in their own way.
Yeah, they'll literally take like 5-10K and then in ones and like make it rain. It's a lot of fun. You know, you kind of feel like you work at a strip club, but you don't. And their whole table is just full of ABG baby girls, like vaping and just being cute and drinking all their drinks. It's very interesting to see the type of people that come in, because we have like the Asians, we have the people that are maybe like the Habibis, and they're all like wearing like you know, Balenciaga.
They're fun too.
Yeah, they're fun too. The Habibis are fun too. We during like conferences and conventions, we have white men who, you know, come and they mostly drink like Tito's, and if they're gonna get champagne, they get like Veuve usually, like they're from Texas or something. Yeah. Is Veuve not an Asian?
No, I mean, like not really. They like Dom. They like the high end, like Cristal, Dom.
I feel like when it's hip hop nights, we sell a lot of Ace.
Yes.
Like for the urban crowd. Is that okay to say that on here?
I don't. Yeah, I mean.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, so I've been wanting to know what an ABG was. Again, Lyvian's very entertaining. You can find her on Instagram on TikTok at Lyvian Dow. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. It was so much fun, and I hope that this was very insightful for all of you as it was for me. Well, that wraps up today's episode on Bottle Girl Diaries. I hope you enjoyed and were able to take something from this, and it was helpful and entertaining. Thank you all for tuning in. Before we go, don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss out on what's coming up next. You can also follow our Instagram page at Bottle Girl Diaries, or if you want to get a little bit more personal with me, you can follow me at I am Cindy and Siri, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.